Hello, collective. Welcome to another specific insight. Long story short, these are for the individuals or person that this will resonate, whereas you're being faced with being spiritually attacked, evil eyed, black magic, confusion spell, manipulation spell, whatever the case may be, spell. Okay, but it's in order to keep you stuck, blindsided, or just oblivious. Okay, so you can be easy to maneuver, control, manipulate, handle, things of that nature. Okay. Um, somebody that as in tuned as I am, I never get a day off. So here we go, making make sense collective. Long story short, if you have cord cuttings with people, disclaimer, it's still the Mercury retrograde. I say this all the time. Do cut people off in your life on a literal, like on an earthly level, but also on a spiritual level. Okay, just like you block people in real life, you have to block them spiritually, especially if they're doing the most. Okay, or if they can't let you go, or do spell work to bring you back in. Okay, this is really essential, especially if you're highly sensitive to energies. Okay, I say this to say people don't know when to stop, and yeah, okay. I'm gonna read this um little quote from Albert Einstein. He was like, insanity is doing something or doing the same thing all over again and expecting different results. Okay? Is very, I quote, utterly foolish or unreasonable to do something time and time again when you think it's going to be different this time around. Okay? These are the people that are evil eyeing and spell working and spiritually attacking, harassing you, whatever, right? In that sense, gang stalking you, manipulating you. Listen, in their defense collective, if you were oblivious, if it worked the first time, they wouldn't need to try a second time and again and again and again. You get me? They are insane people. They have driven themselves to insanity to attack you in this level. And I say let them drive themselves mad because a mad person, their life, well, how do I say this? There's not much, you can't really live when you have lost your sense of being human. You know, if your mind is gone, you're not here, right? Somebody is, or people are going to drive themselves to the oblivion of going mad, going mental, probably leaving their fucking body, at least on a mental space, because they want to attack you so much. To what price? Their mentality, I guess. Um, I have some notes. I need to do this quickly because I'm just busy. I'm tired, but I do understand. It just clocked to me that it is the full moon tomorrow. So this type of message is no surprise to me. Just give me a second. All right. So first things first, something about using a pendulum. So they're trying to use some sort of spiritual tool. A pendulum could resonate. Um, and again, if you're under attack, feel under attack, just Google that shit. You know what's up. That's why I say take what resonate. Even better if you're somebody that have spiritual, intuitive, gifts as myself, you already know what's up, and therefore you definitely don't give a fuck. Okay. But I say this to say, they're using tools trying to dissect you or figure out how they can do something again and again and again, but again, if it's already failing or have failed once, why do it again? Like, anyways, so pendulum is something that they're using to look in. Now, why are they doing this? To attack you. Some of them think that you're part of the Illuminati as well. This could also be the Illuminati doing this. Now, the Illuminati as a organization, in that sense, that is a cover name. Okay, things are very much larger than life, and what happens on a spiritual sense. But I say this to say, elimination words are powerful. Okay, I say this to say, if you're aware of something, if you get messages, if they're the ones that are using pendulum to try to, I'm gonna just say this: if they're trying to utilize tools, okay, there's a difference between being spiritually gifted and need to use A, B, and C and how to figure out A, B, and C. When you have the gift, you have the gift. Just go watch the movie Craft. Okay, I saw that like a few weeks ago. Very good. Out of the eccentric group, one of them that wasn't a part of the group, definitely the loner, definitely the one that just wanted community and balance, right? Not only that, she also was tied to her ancestor that was actually somebody of great power. Okay? She actually had the gift. The rest of the people just wanted to join on for the sake of fun and linked to ego. So much so, one of them got put in a mental hospital. Okay, and I kind of feel the people that are attacking you was in the same vibration. Again, if you were somebody that was not spiritually in tuned, oblivious, easy to control, easy to manipulate, perhaps you are just like them. But you're not though. That's the thing. And that's why they're trying to attack you so much. But they need to watch their ass, because if they're gonna be the ones going overboard and going against free will and the nature, spiritual laws of it all, they need to kind of clock the consequences of their actions before they end up like the group leader in Craft. Okay, I know some people they just collective. This is a Buddhist message. Something about you being distracted is beneficial for this person. This could also be a spell of distraction when it comes to you, or something that they have tried to do or is trying to do. So the spell of confusion, distraction, linking you to people you don't want to deal with, trying to tie cords that you have burned up already, or just really don't care, right? Disclaimer: I say this to say, when you block somebody in the physical, you have to do it in the spiritual as well. Okay, just for your own mental space. Number one. Number two, personally, in my life, when it comes to being attacked, it is really, really hard to overcome it when they share your blood. Okay, that's a different type of. But this is the people you're dealing with. They are the people that you are dealing with, or people that need to use tools. Okay, it's a different type of ball game than when they share your blood. Like it's a. But this is not one of those messages. Number one, we there are some people could be from Finland. Okay, or maybe you're from Finland. What else? Somebody could be religious, somebody could be a Christian, a Muslim. Okay, Um, a lot of them want you to not fix something with somebody. Okay, this could be the person they're trying to tie you with. A lot of them is hoping that you won't be upset with them or still not be at peace when it comes to people or a specific soulmate. Okay, a lot of them feel like they don't like the fact that you're healing, have healed, because is no good for this person. So the whole entire time, trying to attack you the way they're attacking you, or I don't feel like it's touching you, especially if you're spiritually gifted. Because again, the nuance is trying and failing. Hence why they're trying to do it again. Okay. Um, but yeah, this person or these people is like the main characters in the craft. They're fascinated with magic, right? Obviously, they got into it because they're the outcast. However, um, they tried for years to obtain something that was based on their ego, but because of unity, obviously, sisterhood is strong, strong, powerful. I would say the more the merrier is all about energy. It makes sense that things are amplified, but their spiritual gifts only got heightened because the real actual witch that just wanted to have peace and quiet and good friendships, they're trying to use her magic for themselves but for evil. It's one thing trying to use it for justice, right? But they had ego based intentions, which turned into evil intentions. So much so, they wanted to kill the main character that gave them access to magic in the first place. Make it make sense. This could be people you know that you give your, I don't know, a cup of water to, a moment to talk to, right? You were friends with them once, you dated them once. So you saw them in passing, all of a sudden they were hating on you, all of a sudden they want to do magic on you. Spell work, evying. You were good to them at some point, and now they're full with envy, jealous, and like the people in craft, they want to take you out. Or you were the one that even opened the doors to magic when it comes to them in the first place. And just like Albert Einstein said, if you do something all over again, expecting different results, that equals insanity. They're gonna end up at the madhouse. It's it's funny to me. Anyways, let's see here. What did I write? Something about trauma to the head. Okay, I just wrote that down. Trauma to the head trauma. So I don't know if they're trying to cause magic in such a way where it's like they want you to be traumatized. Let me double check. I also feel like if something happened to them on like, let's say they know you know magic, or let's say they try to attack you but it's not working, they think in their mind, in their perspective, in their conscious that you're doing spell work. As in, you do return to sender, you do magic back, you did it first, so they need to retaliate. The whole entire time, you just cut the cord. You just stop associating yourself with them. You block them the whole entire time. They think that their bad luck or their whatever they're doing or thinking, it's just, there's a link between you and them. The whole entire time, you don't want nothing to do with them. You cutting them off and then feeling some type of way is based on your ego. And I can attest to you this, even in my own life. Listen, I have a lot of fire sign placements. If I have an issue with somebody, I don't care who you are, from the youngest to the oldest, from the shortest to the tallest, I will speak my mind. So, especially if I know who I am and what the truth is, nonetheless, even if it's a lie, I will speak my mind, okay, just on that consensus. But I say this to say, if this people you know, collective, and they're retaliating or they're doing this towards you because you don't want to deal with them, I know for a fact you would deal with them face to face if you need to. You just don't want to deal with them. And I remember at the end of the craft, the two people out of the three, because one ended up at the mental hospital, and the other two, when they lost their access to, well, their gifts, which was linked to the woman they were trying to kill, okay, the one with actual witchy power, okay, also was in cahoots and linked with Mother Nature, right? They went back, crawling back, and it was like, "Do you still have the magic? Is it still active?" And the feminine was like, she was like, "Oh, I don't do that anymore." That's not her thing because again, she knew or understood the consequences of her action. Using something of that gratitude will bring consequences, and it did. And she chose to be the bigger person and not fall into the same ego-based mindset that drove one to the mental hospital, right? And just let that go. That was the chapter she closed. The other two, they're like, they went from, can you grant us access? Let's do what we did before. Like they were attacking her with the one person that is not at the hospital, thinking you're supposed to be cool again. And I hate that fake shit. And it was so funny to me. She was like, listen, just because I'm not doing what we used to do, just because I'm not active in practicing, doesn't mean I don't still have access to it. It's a choice. And they started to toss her and laugh at her. She don't even have the magic anymore. She's just like us. The irony. You're coming to the person that granted you access, then to haunt her to say that she don't even have access to it to be just like them. Like who are they fooling? Okay. The funny thing is this. Then the universe and her spiritual gifts start to be activated and she's like, don't try me. Because even if she doesn't do anything, the universe always listens. And that's what the ego based people, when they need all these tools, and when they act from their ego, is so clueless about the consequences of their actions. It's so funny to me. But you got people or a person that act this way collective that is trying and again to cause confusion and illusion or attack you in ways because I don't know, it worked on somebody else but it doesn't work on you, so they have to do it over and over again until it does. But if they continue, they will end up in an insane asylum. They will end up not only losing what they thought they did once. This is the thing, just because it worked on somebody else doesn't mean it's going to work on you. And maybe it did work on you at some point. This is the thing. That was probably just a one and only time because of the gratitude and the goodness of your heart. Just like the person in the craft, she didn't know better. Her entire thing was that she just wanted to find community, and she did, right? And she wanted to stand up for justice because of her friends went through injustices, and she did. But then they took it too far, and then they turned on her, and now she's like, "Oh, I learned my lesson." Right? Um, I don't know if they think that you did something, so now they feel traumatic, they feel mentally unstable, or they're trying to make sure that you get some sort of trauma-induced um, pain to your head, okay? Or they, what? Like I said before, they try something, it backfires, and think you did something. You cut them off, they think you did magic towards them, right? I feel people's ego would drive them into insanity. Like, I don't know what else to say. But in advocacy of the people attacking you, if it worked in somebody else, it's not gonna work in you. And even more so, this is the thing. I would just say this. I wouldn't have had this message if it wouldn't resonate. But for the like, I would say on a personal level, what you can do, you don't really have to do nothing because everything is written down, right, on a spiritual level. But I do want to say that cord cutting is something I don't play about. So do that because it's definitely people that you don't want to deal with that feel some type of way. Just think of it as you bring a new friend back to your hometown, and your bestie sees this person, and they're starting to get jealous, and that's how it starts. That's how it starts. People can turn for the littlest things, okay? But hey, I'm gonna just, I don't know. I'm about to go watch The Phantom of the Opera. I'm so pressed. Anything else? A lot of them are attacking you because they like you, or you like somebody else. This is why. The fact that you don't want to love them, they're attacking you. The fact that you don't want to deal with them, they're attacking you. The fact that you're finding someone else, they're attacking you. It's ego based stuff. It's not on some because she's spiritually gifted and they also want to have spiritual gifts. This could be going back to the craft. I'm gonna just say this. Or let me just use my own life just for 2 seconds. As somebody that reads energy, to explain it to the average person or in my environment, they don't have the brain cells to comprehend it. Okay, it's like explaining to an atheist that God is real. It's take some time. Okay, they need to see some sort of evidence, right? That's what it is. And if the people see me with my tools, they're like, "Oh yeah, she has crystals. She has cards. That's how she get it from." Is it kind of reminds me of when I was starting my natural hair journey, and I knew my hair could grow because hair grow. That is based on science, right? But because of the brainwashing within my community, that hair can number one cannot grow, or just that in general. If for some reason there is some sort of evidence that the hair can grow, because well, what they've seen is that what they believed or what they have heard. The thing is this: they were stuck in a paradigm, a program. I thought it was bullshit, and it was. And I proved to everyone else that I only hair grew. I know it's kind of awkward and weird to say that hair doesn't grow. Not only that, it grew past the expected length. And I became a phenomenon of that person that had long hair. And then I did the whole thing over a few times during the course of my year of living here on Earth. And people are still amazed that my hair can just grow as thick and as luscious as it did when I did it the first time or the second time. I'm talking about cutting my hair, buzz cuts, so forth. Okay. And people still shocked. People still want to figure out what type of products I used. And I simply just told them what I did. Some people even saw me in real life, what I did to maintain my hair length. But they were so in program and in disbelief because it has to be tied to a tool, a product. Same thing with the initials and the tarot cards and the crystals and the pendulums. People so limited is funny. They only have access to their ego. This is not something you should like. I don't know. This is somebody's message. Okay, I'm just being extra now, and I'm just annoyed. That's all. I'm just a little annoyed. Um, For those that likes to pray, it's very good to pray for your protection. Okay, you really don't have to do anything, but a lot of you guys do need to do a cord cutting. Okay, prayer for those that like to pray. Um, so yeah, there was also somebody that did hire a spiritualist, a man. I don't know if they were like African Caribbean, or Afro Latino. It's like a guy with a dreads. He is versed in divination. I don't know if it's tied to this. Maybe they were trying to figure out a different way. Maybe they couldn't. Maybe they tried a pendulum. Maybe the advice was to try a pendulum. This person here, if they're working with this man, they're also working with other people as well, if they can do it, or this is the advice they got. Okay, collective. I was just watching Frankenstein. Okay, awesome by Guillermo del Toro. So good. I'm about to watch Phantom of the Opera. To sit here and watch this cinematic movie for me to get spiritual messages. What a life. What a life I'm living. But yeah, you see the difference between a real one and people that need access and tools and other people to find out A, B, and C. I really hope they won't let their ego drive them to insanity. That's all. The practioner that's looking into it, I kind of feel like they were like, what's their energy? I feel like they're curious. They did some remote viewing, they did some stalking, they did some, trying to see if there is a possibility to get to you, but now they're running away. Now they're running. Okay. This is somebody that is versed though. This is somebody where it's like they have probably connection to root magic, right? Or the ancestors. But this is the thing. There's also hierarchies on a spiritual level. You don't have to dress the poor arts when you are the one that's being anointed. You get me? The one that really. Anyways, I feel like I'm saying a lot. But if they were in contact with a practitioner that gave them advice, or tried something themselves and then gave them advice, they are too now, because they also been watching and trying to see if there was a way in, and because they tried, the mother tried, this person tried, and now they're running away or letting it go because it's kind of like hopeless. And listen, they all, for those that have contacted people that do these type of work with the magic and the spiritualists of it all, they have paid a lot of money. I'm talking about they could have bought the crystal because an advisor said that they should get this specific crystal or pendulum. That was a money grab. Them going to them 50, 11 times to see if they can take you down by their magic, that was a money grab. Some of them were serious, but some of them was kind of like, well, this is a challenge. But then it's like, well, if it's not working, let me just take all the money that this karmic person that's so infused in their ego of revenge or whatever the case may be, because they were not the chosen one, is losing out a lot. Okay. It's bigger than the program. I say this to say, for the real ones, for the 144,000, keep on being strong. And for the cross watchers and the haters and the, let me see if it works. This is your answer, okay? Um, and those are in tuned and or here on a bigger purpose that is actually gifted, okay, you already know what's up. And for the rest of the muggles of it all, well, keep on living your Muggle life. Okay, arrivederci. That's all I gotta say. Um,